Intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Yeah, it's time to empower, educate, and encourage your women to motivate you through whatever you've been going through. We can talk about it. We ain't passing no judgment. So don't be ashamed. It's all the same. Stay in your lane. Your lane. It's whatever your real life looks like. Stay in your lane. Come out the dark and don't be ashamed. Your lane. Let's have a conversation on what we face every day. Tune into your lane talk show. It makes us feel good just to know we're not alone. No more will we feel isolated and cast aside. I want you to come out the dark. Just don't be afraid of your heart. So don't be ashamed. It's all the same. Stay in your lane. Your lane. It's whatever your real life looks like. Stay in your lane. Come out the dark and don't be ashamed. Your lane. Let's have a conversation on what we face every day. It's your Lane Talk Show with Coach Trish Hannah.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to Your Lane Talk Show with your coach Trish Hannah. Good afternoon, and it is just a pleasure to be in your company once again on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. All right, as we step into the month of March, y'all, International Women's Month, we are intentionally celebrating the strength, the resilience, the wisdom, and faith of women who are walking boldly in their assignments. Now, Your Lane Talk Show is a space where women are empowered, educated, encouraged, in spirit, soul, and body. And yes, we are a faith-based, faith-based show. Okay, so don't get it twisted. You ain't coming on the show complaining about the government, complaining about what the people ain't doing, how that this ain't doing that. Not here. But we real. We're transparent. You know, we have the conversations that may not always make it to the pulpit on a regular Sunday, yet they matter deeply to everyday life and purpose. Okay, so that's what the show is about. You have a little concept for those who are listening to us for the very first time. And this is also an interactive space, I would say. So yes, you can call in, you could text, or you could post your questions live and connect directly with our guests at any time of the show, because we're always live. Okay, we're stepping beyond the four walls into media. That's all. That's the only difference. So we get, sometimes when there are topics in the church that I may have, sometimes we can't really raise our hand up in the middle of the service and be like, I have a question, Pastor. We can't do that. But we may have pastors coming here. We may have lawyers coming here. We have doctors coming here. We have people who have experienced things that you may be going through that are here, that you can ask them, and we're open for those questions. All right. We're using this platform to inform, inspire, and impact lives across the Bahamas and beyond. Our last week's episode was titled Teach Me How to Forgive Him with Apostle Yvette Benton. That was episode 164. My God. Okay, I'm gonna leave that right there. For those who've been tuning in, let me tell you something. If you by any chance was not, you had some grudge against your husband, you had some bitterness somewhere, something inside that was deep down in the crevice of your heart. I tell you, by the end of that show, yes, last week Sunday, you done all snotty nose, eye watering. Sorry, Jesus, forgive me, y'all. I'm telling you, that's the type of show it was last week. I'm telling you, people are still calling in, texting me. If you listen to if you were to watch the live on Facebook or YouTube, you would see the responses of people saying, "Oh my God, I need that. Thank you for deliverance. Thank you for all these different things." God has been faithful. God has been working through Apostle Yvette Benton, and he is just doing a new thing in her life. And I give God thanks for her. And even in that, Okay, so if you want to watch it and you want to know, get my husband just did something or betrayed me or disappointed me in any way, I just need help. Go to episode 164, Teach Me How to Forgive Him, featuring Apostle Yvette Benton on Coach Trish Hanna, Your Lane with Coach Trish Hanna on YouTube, or Your Lane Life Coaching on Facebook. Okay. And as I'm saying this, I want to salute Apostle Gerald Benton, her wonderful king, priest, prophet, and king. Thank you for your yes, sir, and all that you do for IMI ministry and its various networks. God continue to bless you. I didn't have an opportunity to acknowledge and honor you last week, Sunday, but God gave me breath today. And I want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless your union. Now, today's episode is titled More Than a Title, Chosen for This, the Journey of a Pastor's Wife. Beyond every shepherd, as we know, y'all, is a woman who carries, covers, prays, supports, and often sacrifices in ways many will never see. All right. The title pastor's wife, or what they name first lady, may be visible, but the journey, the weight, the grace, and the calling beyond it are far beyond what the eyes can see. And I don't know this personally because I don't have a pastor. My husband's not a pastor, but my husband is also in the limelight of other people in this country. And so I get a little taste of it, what to do, what not to do. And then I also had an opportunity to invite other pastors' wives a few years ago that were on the show. And they gave me a little insight about, oh, child, what it is. 'Cause listen here, don't sleep. They gave me some insight, and guess what? All of us obviously may not have had an opportunity to listen to those guests at that time, but we have some guests here. Joining me today are two phenomenal women who are walking this journey with strength and grace. We have Pastor Audra Bain of Judah's House Ministries and Mrs. Tiffany Johnson of New Victory Temple Church of God. Now, before we get into introducing them, I need you to tag some people, and share the page for me. Producer, very good. Thank you, sir. Blessings. Hey. All right. So I want you to share, tag some people, especially those who you know who may have just, and I know of one definitely, who may have just gotten married to a pastor, or the pastor has just been ordained. They need to know. They need to listen to this. They need to tune in. Go tune into those who've been saying, because I remember when I was younger, I will marry a pastor. I remember that. I got to marry a man of God. You know, I remember that. And then when I heard the testimonies from Pastor Cleo and them, I said, no, Jesus, not me, Lord. All right. Of course, you can tune in to Guardian 96.9 FM radio dial, channel 969 on cable. So if you're home, you could tune in from the cable, and BTC Flow channel 612. We are also on the Guardian radio app for Android or Apple, or on the website www.guardiantalkradio.com. We're also on Facebook, y'all. Your Lane Life Coaching on Facebook, and then on YouTube, Your Lane with Coach Trish Hanna Live. Right? Your Lane with Coach Trish Hanna, episode 165, More Than a Title, Chosen for This Journey of a Pastor's Wife, is brought to you by John Shoe Store and Accessories, Tropical Gyros, Your Lane Life Coaching, the Children's Dream Journal. Now, real quick, let me just talk about the Children's Dream Journal. Let me see if I can put this up so y'all, for those who are watching, can see. All right. The question I want to ask is, when is the last time y'all asked your child what they dream? Parents, have you ever asked your child what they dreamt last night or the night before? Don't ignore it. Document it. All right. My Children's Dream Journal helps children write and draw their dreams while teaching parents how to pay and pray. All right. Paying attention to what God may be revealing through our children. It's intentional, it's fun, and it builds spiritual awareness early. It gives an opens doors for communication, so you'll be able to know where your children's emotions lie based on the dreams that they dream. Okay. Grab your copy today. You can get it at All Seasons Book and Gift Center in Palmdale, or on Amazon. We're also brought to you by Lysol, distributed by Thompson Trading, and Del Monte, distributed by Thompson Trading. And y'all, this is my baby. I am launching this for the very first time. Y'all hearing for the very first time. We're also sponsored by 242 Media Connect. What is 242 Media Connect? I'm gonna tell you. I like how you said it like you don't know what it is, but you was just so excited. These are the type of people I need in my life, you as a talk show host, media professional, and someone who has been in communications for many years, I've seen both sides. I know what it feels like to be searching for the right guest, the right expert, the right voice for a conversation. And I also know so many incredible Bahamians who may have powerful stories, professional insight, lived experience, and valuable expertise, right? But they don't always have a place to connect, and they don't always have a platform to speak, right? And I kept thinking there has to be a better way. For those who follow me on Facebook, y'all see what I'll ask. Y'all know anybody who XYZ? Y'all can help me with that? No. So I created 242 Media Connect. All right, where we're connecting media speakers and stories across the Bahamas and beyond. This is a centralized platform designed to bridge the gap. All right. So if you are a talk show host, a podcaster, a journalist, a conference organizer, a corporate event planner, or someone curating panels and seminars, this space is for you. So instead of searching everywhere, you can come to one place and connect with credible speakers and guests. And if you are a professional, a coach, a doctor, a lawyer, an entrepreneur, a ministry leader, or simply someone with a powerful testimony or lived experience, this is your opportunity to make your voice accessible. This is about access. This is about visibility. This is about strengthening our media community right here in the Bahamas. Yes, we can connect beyond our shores. I get that, but we start by building home first. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So 242 Media Connect is where our media meets message, and I truly believe this is going to elevate the conversations happening across our nations. So I am officially inviting you, be a part of it. Let's build something impactful together. Go to 242 Media Connect on Facebook right now. Just before I invite the guests, go and do that. 242 Media Connect, and let's be a part. I'm going to, after this show, go to all of my guests who I've had. This year is going to be 4 years that I've had this show.
Awesome.
We have done 154 shows. Is it 154?
Yeah.
165 shows thus far. And I'm going to each of my guests and asking them to connect to this 242 Media Connect. Go on Facebook and join. All right. All right. Now, if you have any questions today, if you have any comments today, if you want to ask our guests anything, you can give us a call at 323-6232. 325-4316 or 325-4259. What if you have a question and you want to remain anonymous? And you might be a pastor's wife, you don't want nobody to know that, but your voice, because they know your voice, right? You could text the number, you could text your question or statement, whatever it is that you want to say, to 422-4796. All right, now let's get into it. I am so excited, y'all. I am excited. I'm going to introduce our first guest. We have with us Pastor Audra Bain. She is a woman of prayer, worship, and unwavering faith, standing firmly on Philippians 1:6, which says, I am confident that God will complete the work he began in me. That's what she said, right? A fourth generation intercessor. Prayer has been the foundation of her life and ministry from a young age. With a deep love for worship and creativity, she has served in various ministry roles, blending administration, music, and intercession with excellence and grace. Alongside her husband, Pastor Brian Bain, whom she married in 2013. She has co-authored 2 31-day devotionals and partnered in ministry with passion and purpose. In 2021, they officially launched Judah's House, where they now serve as senior pastors, building what they describe as a house of refuge for all generations. Pastor Audra carries a strong apostolic grace in leadership, yet her greatest desire is simply to love and carry the presence of the Lord wherever she goes. My God. My second guest is Mrs. Tiffany Johnson, all her government name. She married her friend and ministry partner, Bishop Tavares Johnson, in 2013 and has faithfully served alongside him in ministry ever since. During his tenure as National Youth Director for the Church of God, Bahamas from 2014 to 2018, she stood as a steadfast support, demonstrating grace and commitment to both family and church. She currently serves in several key leadership roles, including President of the Women's Ministry at New Victory Temple Church of God, Women's Discipleship President for the District of Bimini, Vice President of the Pastors' Wives Association, and second Vice President of the National Women's Discipleship Ministry. Alongside her husband, she has helped build a thriving ministry while nurturing a beautiful family, and they are blessed with 2 children. Mrs. Johnson embodies strength, service, and dedication, truly reflecting what it means to be more than a title and chosen for this journey.
Awesome.
Listen, I need the cameras to just reflect these women. Hold on, give me 1 second because y'all don't understand. I want y'all. Hold on, how you do this? How you do this? How you do this? Let me see if I could do it right. That's the best I could do for right now. Because let me tell y'all something. They look cute. They look cute, hey. They look cute. They look like they can't harm a fly. But listen, y'all go for their husband.
Yeah,
go on. I dare y'all to do it.
Yeah, don't bother with that.
Don't do it.
Don't bother with that.
Right? So, ladies, I want to thank you for being a part of Your Lane Talk Show. Thank you for saying yes to this invitation today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome. Let's begin here. When you first became a pastor's wife, dun dun dun, did you fully understand what you were saying yes to do, what you were saying yes to, rather, or did the journey just teach you along the way? So in other words, you already had that, you didn't ask the questions, you didn't know what to do, you didn't have it all down packed, or was it something where you was feeling your way through? Who can talk first?
In the story already.
I think we're about to say the same thing.
I remember him coming home, and he said, "Do you want to go to New Victory Temple?" And at the time, they were having services or whatnot. So that's what I thought he meant when he said, "Do you want?" I said, "Yeah,
sure,
no problem, sure." Not realizing that he was about to accept the invitation as pastor of that ministry. Now, my mom is a pastor's wife. So for me, I was like, I think I could do it. Mommy did it. I'm watching aunts and in my family, and they are doing it. So this could be a good stepping stone for me. And then whoa. I realized that it was not just sitting on the front row or dressing up. And I remember the overseer at the time, he came and he said, next week is Mother's Day, so you're gonna have to preach and make sure get the gifts. Now my husband was not the first to preach at the ministry. It was me.
Wow.
And so I didn't have no kind of floaty as a pastor's wife. We dove right in there, but I'm learning as I go along for the journey. It's definitely a day-by-day learning experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I concur. I wish there was a manual. I think a lot of times when you accept it or you begin doing it, you have an expectation that, we could do some stuff together. Till you realize that, you could do some stuff together, but along the road, you can have some bumps, you can have some potholes. So literally learning along the way. And I oftentimes remind my people of the same thing.
Okay.
I said, we learning this as we go, by the way.
Right.
So the same way there's an expectation for us to give you grace, you gotta give us grace too. Give us grace.
I love how you said that, because sometimes people have this misconception that pastors' wives have to have it all together. I love the fact that you were transparent with your people, with your congregation. So what are some of the misconceptions that you think, because I know your congregation don't know, but maybe other people, they don't check, okay? Other people in other churches may have when it comes to pastors' wives.
That we never make mistakes, and that we won't ever make mistakes. That we too don't get tired or we don't want to show up. That this is a bed of ease and roses. Of course, I don't know how Church of God works, but pastoral anniversary is pretty much celebrated. You celebrate that once a year. Yeah. But people figure, well, the pastor getting all this money, they getting all this big stuff. When realistically, you celebrate us once a year, but y'all are celebrated all the time because somebody needs something, and when the husband got to turn to look at you, and if money for the church got it paid, can we use somebody and the pastor as a pastor wife if we don't? So the misconception is all pastors' wives are mean. All pastors' wives, that we don't care. We are mean if you mess with our man.
Oh,
Absolutely.
get them, get them.
That all pastors' wives are negative, and all pastors' wives, fluffy. There's some of us that really mean God,
Right.
and we will get down and dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could clearly hear by both of our voices.
I can hear. Yeah.
God.
We will get down and dirty, and what people don't realize too is we get down and dirty for the people.
Yeah.
I love that.
For the people. My voice goes most of the times because I'll holler and scream at the altar with somebody.
Yeah.
And that's what we do as pastors' wives. And yet we still got to go home and be wife to them.
Oh, we going there.
Yeah.
You have anything to add real quick?
The only thing is that everyone is the same, meaning all pastors' wives' shoes.
Yeah.
Like
No.
I had this one, so you should be exactly like this.
Yeah, no.
And everyone has their own individual personalities, talents, gifts, offerings that they can give to the congregation. And so embrace exactly who she is, because not everyone is the same. God didn't create. He is a creative. And so every time he places a woman on the side of a man in ministry, she has something in her to offer that ministry that no one else does.
That's good.
So embrace that. Yeah.
I love that. Do you ever feel lonely? Because I mean, it's just like you said, people call you mean, not you, but they will perceive that pastors' wives are mean. But is this a lonely journey for y'all? Is it?
Sometimes very.
It is. And I think it's more being guarded. So some persons may take being mean or she's standoffish. Sometimes you have to be very guarded. And if you are not guided as to how to navigate, sometimes knowing where the boundary stops, it could come off as if she is mean and standoffish when really you cannot even understand the answer to how are you today. Sometimes that's how it feels. You can't carry the weight of what I really want to say. No. So sometimes you just stop at, I'm good. I'm okay.
I think along with that is also the guardedness, even from other pastors' wives. I think we, without saying, there is an unspoken friction within that doesn't need to be. So sometimes we feel lonely because I don't even have nobody else I can pick up the phone and talk to that would get what I'm saying without taking it and carrying it someplace else. So I think that's one of the greatest, loneliest parts for us as pastors' wife, because other than my husband is my venting post. So once I done vent with him, my husband like, I really wish I had a girlfriend that I could jump in the car, go on ice cream with, and just let this all out and know that it stays there. So that is one of the loneliest parts as well.
For those who are tuning in, for the intercessors who are tuning in, no, but seriously, no, I really need y'all to know this. There's a reason for this conversation that is beyond us. But for you who tune in and tapped in the spirit, I ask that you pray to cover pastors' wives all over the world, because especially now, when I say pastors, y'all know what I mean. Them ones who faithful to God now, who trust and know Jesus as Lord and Savior of their lives, because there's we're gonna go there too. There's an enemy assigned specifically for them. All right, specifically to the phone done ringing, specifically to their purpose, their identity. You know, the fact that what Pastor Audra said, look, there are some times that I want to say something, I want to have a girlfriend, meaning, you know, a female friend, because you know you have to be careful these days, right? And so, but I'm unable to share how or what I want to say or share how I want to say it because of the fear of it going somewhere else. And then as wives, and I am not, once again, I'm saying because I also have to protect my king as well. I'm being mindful of what we say because we don't know how that could get back to us. All right, so let's take a moment real quick to answer this phone. Okay. Your Lane Talk Show. Good afternoon.
Nice to be in your lane with those two beautiful ladies. I know not either of them, but they song Holy Ghost filled.
Yes, sir.
But let me thank you first for those tickets that I have won. I heard that the concert was off the chain, they say, like the young people say.
Oh, so you didn't attend?
Mind you, I had a birthday party and I gave them out as a gift.
Okay, so you gave it to somebody else, because I would have been highly upset, sir.
They called me on Saturday morning and there's bragging about it.
About how wonderful it was.
They said you all should have some shelves because they're at the park and walk so far. The crowd is so big.
All right, so that's not really me. That's the producer. Yes, sir.
In anything in life, being at the top will always be lonely.
Yes.
At the top is always lonely. People say, boy, I want to be the prime minister. Being the prime minister is very, very lonely because you have to guide every conversation that you have. When you're at the top, you have to be careful with every conversation that you have. Put this thing about first lady. I don't know where that come from. Because if it's a first lady, it has to be a second and a third. Wherever there's a first.
My mom always says.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't like the term.
My pastor wife says she's the only lady.
Yeah,
She
I don't
don't
like
that.
now. But see,
Because
you
if
weren't
it's a
able
first,
to
you have
walk.
have a second and a third.
That's true.
Right.
So I'm gonna let you hang up because we have a very full show today. But I thank you so much. I'm glad that you were able to bless somebody else with the tickets. May God continue to bless you and thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so yeah, that's why if for those who are watching us on Facebook, I used the quote First Lady. I don't like it either. But we're not going there today. Let's move on. There's a texter. I'm gonna read this, and there's a specific time that I want to read this particular text that is written. So give me some grace, okay? I've seen your text. All right, so let's move on, ladies. It's a lonely road. But like as I've stated, having to think about your esteem, who you are, your identity, etc. Have you ever felt as if you have somehow misplaced your identity, got lost in your identity in your role as a pastor's wife? Oh, yeah. You had to like take off who you are. I had to take off Audra. So I'm calling you Audra. I had to take off Tiffany because I have to play this role. Tell me about it. Yeah, let's be real.
Absolutely. Oftentimes, because it's just doing so much, and then you have to really catch your own self and remind yourself, "Hey, girl, you be a girl today. You be a girl today." And like it's okay to pull back and wind down. So my role, I didn't indicate that in my bio. So at Judah's house, I am of course a pastor's wife. I lead the music ministry, music and fine arts. I also lead the intercessory team. I'm also the church's administrator. Okay. And music and fine arts under that is praise team, dance team, musicians. I ain't a musician, but they all respond to me. And then anything the pastor need, he coming to me. So one day I literally look at him, I said, I cannot go a step further. I'm tired.
Burnt out.
Yeah, I'm tired. And he just looked at me. And I say, yeah, this wife talking. And he said, yeah, okay, I got it. And there are times that I just have to don't do nothing. I play Candy Crush.
So bring yourself back to
because I have to come back out because it's so much from the counseling sessions, and that's the counseling sessions within the church, on the job, to just being the different things that are needed and necessary. It becomes so much that you can feel yourself spiraling. I told him last year, I said, 2026, we are intentionally taking quarterly breaks. Something that I tried first to do when we first got married. I said, we're taking quarterly breaks. I said, because we can't afford to lose ourselves while doing what God called us to do.
Right.
That part. Yeah. That I'm gonna let you talk.
Listen, before I got married, I did everything. I wasn't afraid to be a great single. Whatever it was, Toastmasters, speaking, pageants, whatever. As soon as I got married, I became Tavares' wife.
Yeah.
There was no Tiffany. And then I had kids the next year. So I became Tasia and Taj's mom. So there was no Tiffany. And people will still recognize me as, oh, that's Tavares' wife. I embrace it now. But before I was like, nobody calls me by name anymore. So even sitting as a pastor's wife, you have to be intentional about and confident in who you are. People are going to call you affectionately by how they relate to you. It's not even offensive. It's just how people are. So if you are not secure in who you are, trust me, you will get lost and piled on in all of the titles and everything there is. And there's such a beautiful thing about just being Sister Tiff. And that's okay. Being their mom, I'm okay with that because they were 1 and 3 when we became leaders of the church. So that means babies running across here and I've got to figure out, do I have to be in the front row? At least you're a music minister. At that time, we didn't have a praise team at that time. So that means me and my non-music praise team self had to find myself as praise team leader. So even as pastor's wife, you will find yourself taking on other roles that you never necessarily wanted to take on.
Oh, weren't
But
even
God graces
learn
you
how
for
to do
it.
it.
Yeah, you have to learn how to do it. But and that will cause you to sometimes be insecure because where are we going leading praise team? And you're supposed to be sitting on the front row.
Yeah.
But if my husband needs it for that particular time, God will grace you for that season to work through whatever else is needed. So I had to learn over the years to be confident in who he has called me to be. Whatever my husband needs is already in me. So I don't have to try to figure it out or learn it. It was already there. God already knew what the deficiencies would have been in the ministry. And so before we even met, he knew that we had to connect because whatever he needed, I was to be on the side of him and work through that in ministry. That the enemy will attack because
absolutely.
Where you going?
Yeah.
Where you going, leader? Where you going?
Just say so. Just carry on.
Wait, where are you going? The enemy. Where the enemy
carry this whole thing.
Yeah, the enemy will attack you because you're gonna feel insecure up there when you miss and hit the wrong one time. When somebody walks out or they didn't come to the altar call, all of the small things that you say, I'm not called to be. The Lord has already graced you to be. You just have to embrace whatever it is. So anytime you find yourself seeing a deficiency, you're like, oh no, I'm not sitting back. No, figure out
your space.
How are you gonna hold on to that?
And I love that because you're a helpmeet.
Yeah.
You are helping your husband meet his purpose and destiny that God has called him for. That's your purpose. You are a part of your purpose. So don't get lost. And this is for those who are tuning in. Don't get lost. What about me? And what will I do? No, know who you are first. Know what God has called you for. Can I take it a step further? When you're in prayer and in your closet, find out who God has called him to be so that you could tap into it and know so that y'all could have dominion on the earth together. Dual dominion. Okay. Now, if y'all are tuning in, for those you just come on, you don't know what's happening. This is your Lane Talk Show with Coach Trishana, and we have two beautiful ladies here talking about what it is to be a pastor's wife. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop so that we can take a break so that we can go back into our questions. All right. Because this is important for those who are pastors' wives who need to get that little ounce of strength, of energy, of boats to say, good, I need something. Somebody needs to let me feel as if I'm not alone in this journey. So yes, you may feel lonely, but you are not alone because there are other women there who are feeling the same thing that you're feeling, who are going through the same things that you may be going through. All right. So let's take a quick break, producer, and then we'll get right back into the show.
At the heart of every great meal is a simple yet powerful idea: quality. At Del Monte, we are committed to cultivating quality, growing the freshest, most nutritious vegetables, fruits, and tomatoes for your family. With non-GMO ingredients and BPA-free packaging, you can trust that every can is packed with goodness. So whether it's a quick snack or a hearty family dinner, Del Monte brings wholesome flavor to your table. Look for it in your favorite food store. Del Monte, fresh taste, smart choices. Distributed by Thompson Trading.
Craving something bold, fresh, and unforgettable? Tropical Gyros is your flavor-packed escape. A Carib-Greek fusion born right here in Nassau. From juicy grilled salmon, chicken, and pork gyros to loaded bowls, fresh salads, wings, and more. There's something for every craving. Find Tropical Gyros at any of their locations: JFK Plaza, Rosetta Street, Port Lucaya Freeport, or their franchise spots on Prince Charles Drive, Soldier Road West, Delaport, and Carmichael Road. Tropical Gyros, not just good food, it's an experience.
With Lysol, you can disinfect all surfaces inside and outside your home. When used as directed, Lysol eliminates 99.9% of bacteria, fungus, and viruses. Maintain a healthy home by preventing sickness and keeping infections under control. Don't just clean your surfaces, disinfect them. Lysol does more for you and your family. That's our mission for health. Distributed by Thompson Trading Company.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for still staying with us on Your Lane Talk Show with Coach Trish Hanna, our guests, Pastor Audra, Bain, and Mrs. Tiffany Johnson are here and ready to just be as transparent as they can in reference to talking about what it means to be a pastor's wife. Now, one of the questions I want to ask y'all, because from the time I've been listening to y'all, I mean, your voice horsey, like y'all said before, y'all just always praying and interceding. I want to know, how has your prayer life shifted?
Ooh.
All right, I know you all praying for other people, and I get that, right? I know y'all at the altar praying, and come out, the angels. I get that, but how has it been as a pastor's wife, praying for your husband, praying for yourself, all of that?
Let me tell you, the first night I slept in my husband's place, the dream that I had, that attack, hold on now. I said, because a lot of people figure there's a glamour about there's all of this, but you will be put in a position not to want to pray. You will have to pray. There is no doubt about the fact that your prayer life is going to, else it will devour you. I'm sorry. It will drown you. There are seasons of your life that are going to be so much more. He needs covering more than he even thinks about it. So a lot of times God will show you things and the way that he needs to be covered for this particular season. So while he may be comfortably turned over, he's going to nudge you to make sure, go and intercede on it. There are seasons where there's not even words to come out, where I'm like, Lord, I don't even know where you're directing us or why we're getting this type of attack. But when I tell you there is not I can't wait to put my prayer journal here and put the candles here and in the morning devotion, there's not even that. There is a desperate need to make sure that your prayer life is top notch. You can't miss with it.
Always. My prayer life has intensified to even the 5 a.m.s when you don't want to, the 3 a.m.s when you're not feeling it. And I've always been a prayer girl, like you heard in my bio, but this one is much different. The prayer for him looks different concerning everything from his mind to his body to his heart when you deal with different things. And as you know, he experiences hurt with disappointments, you know, because while pastoring is a special thing, it's a unique thing. So you take on people to the point that you literally look at these like this, your children. You know, you're expecting, you believe, and you're looking forward to the growth and movement. And then when something happens, you're like, "Boy, really?" So there's an element of a broken heart in there. So you got to pray for that heart. So you feel that, and then we're the ones that feel it because you see it. Like you're able to see it on them. Okay, that one. And then there's stuff that, of course, some things they may not share, but Holy Spirit reveals to you that you literally gotta pray and push through. I sat in service on Saturday last night. We have service Saturday nights. So last night sitting there, and I heard his voice, and I was like, you was just talking normal, but literally as he preached, his voice started to leave. So I had to sit there to switch from a place of just sitting and listening to receive. So I switched over into intercession immediately, because clearly hell is trying to prevent this word from coming forth. So the prayers look so much different at different points, different times. And then when we got home and I look at him after we were done eating, I say, you ready to lay down easy? I'm done. He said, I'm crushed. So while he slept, I had to get into a position of literally covering and, you know, Father, you know, cover, God, protect, refresh him from after, you know, all of the pouring that would have taken place. So the intercessor never sleeps if you're a pastor's wife, especially the pastor that pastors like with a shepherd's eye. Like the Lord has designed us. You never rest and sleep.
My God.
No, it's true.
Looking at you like
because it's when you hear comments like, I wish I had that, or this one should have had that. I'm like, you should have, because there's no way that you could feel the weight of the ministry and be okay that this is a great glamorous thing. There's no way.
So let me ask you then, Sister Tiff, right? What does covering your king, your pastor, your prophet of your home, what does that look like?
Boy, it looks like encouragement. It looks like discerning when he may need space. It looks like creating environments that is a safe space for him, because sometimes outside there's nobody he can vent to. But if he's not a person that is openly communicating, how do I then still create a space where, and an avenue for him to do that? Praying for the Lord to heal his heart, because sometimes when there's a direct hit to your heart, it comes out, those issues are going to come out. You don't want that to be days when he may not want to come out of the bed. That looks like covering him and praying and making sure that house is a place of worship and peace, where the environment is one that boosts him and give him the strength that he needs to. So it looks different at different seasons. And beyond prayer, it is also who you are to him. I don't want to just be his intercessor all the time. I want to heal him.
That would be a different kind of intercessor.
Come on, man.
Hold on, we going there. Hold on, we ain't reached there yet. Hold on, we gonna get there.
I apologize, but
let me ask the question, because Pastor Audra, like, let's be real, because people need to know, wives need to know. Have you ever struggled praying for him during times when you were upset? Like he really made you upset, and be like, man, I gotta pray, but has it been a struggle?
Yes and no. Yes, I have, and the Holy Ghost on the inside of me won't let me stay mad. Even with one of the things that I had to learn quickly in pastoring, because we started pastoring, we weren't given a church already made, so we were dependent on people to come. So there were Saturdays that we went to service, and of course we had some miswires, communication, and quickly I had to learn, you got to get you together, because you need to jump and get in position to be what you needed to be, because it's a possibility that ain't nobody coming. And there were some times when it was just me, him, and the musician. So that position I had to take was the intercessor, so that his heart won't be discouraged while we build this thing the Lord asking us to do. I gotta make sure that you don't fall faint. So I gotta pray for you, and while I pray, I gotta say, preach, baby, you preaching good, even though it's just free force inside here. So that intercession, the intercessor has to stand up even when you hurt. And then I've learned that after that is said and done, then you have a conversation.
I love that.
You have to learn to know the when. Before going out, sometimes ain't the right time. Because he done got a lot he dealing with in his mind, with discernment, preparing. Okay, I got to put me aside for this moment, because right now you don't need wife.
Right.
What you need is your intercessor. You need the person who is assigned to walk in ministry with you to step up. And after we done do what we had to do in ministry, when we come, we can talk about this.
That. I got to move on, only because we're pressing for time, but it is so true. You have to know the timing, know when to speak to them. You know, Esther did it. Esther had to know when it was time to talk, and that's hacking. You understand what I'm saying? And God has taught me that. You know, at the end of the day, when my husband dealing with crime and stuff in this country and all this other things, whatever have you, I can't go calling him while he is, you know, well, child, I realize you ain't close to garage door when you did what's going on. You ain't I can't do that. I used to do that, but I can't do that no more. All right. Okay, so let me ask you then, how do you protect your time? Because you're always pulling. Both of you are always being pulled by the church members, by children, by family and friends. How do you protect your wife and husband time? Not pastor, wife, and pastor. How do you protect those moments?
Grace, because you will be pulled in all directions by everyone, because you're everyone's everything a lot of times, him as well. And so if you are not intentional about making sure you set that time aside, they will be in your space 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, when you want to celebrate each other.
Yeah.
Something is going on at church. You have to decide, are we going to this? So you choose between each other. And as long as you and him are okay in that space, then y'all are okay. Whoever else around, whatever they're dictating their opinions, don't matter. But you protect that, because what will happen is, and I remember earlier in ministry, persons would dictate to him who I should be on the side of him, where we should go, what we should be to, a lot of things. And so I had to then, between us, we have to be, are we okay? Are we choosing this?
That's important.
We choosing this. And so for me, over the years, you learn how to do that. Initially, you may not, because you want to be obedient. You want to honor. But you will realize after all of this, when it's time to retire, it's you and her. What if she no longer, y'all ain't even on the same wavelength no more, because you poured so much this way and was in balance with your marriage.
That's
so
good.
You want to make sure that even at the end of the day, look at the end product. Who is that person you want to sit on the side of you, reflect how we did this together, how we accomplished, how the Lord used us in all of this. And then that's how you manage your time. Thank you.
What does that look like for you?
I'll be very honest. We are still learning it.
Yeah.
We have dropped the ball a couple of times. Literally planned to do something, whether it was movie, go out for a date, or just hang in, and we got a phone call. And it was some of the calls are stuff that you literally cannot not show up for, you know, that kind of way. And then I think we kind of resolved in the factor of, his thing is, he's not going without me. My husband don't have a meeting without me. Of course, unless it's a male to male, and this I have to. No. And so we resolved that. Even in those times, if it's a drive home, if we take the long way home, if we just stop, look at the beach, we make a decision that the time that we have, whatever it looks like, we can make sure that we make it count with each other.
It's intentional.
It's intentional. Because sometimes you really drop the ball back.
Okay, so it's you find time to be intentional with your spouse, because that's important. Your household, your ministry is in the home first before you go ministering to other people. But what about yourself? Because y'all are phenomenal women, like I stated earlier in the show. Y'all been pouring out. Y'all been get out. Y'all been casting demons on the altar. Y'all doing this, mother this, and wife this, and all these different things. When do you have time for yourself? Okay, this is important. When do you have time to reset? When can Pastor Audra be Pastor Audra? Just her. No, it's good to have hubby. There's a time for everything. But come, let's be real.
I don't know.
Without feeling guilty.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
I don't, because we live with my mom. My dad died 2016. We got married 2013, and so it's just me. I'm an only child, so we're living with my mom, and his mom is up there in age as well. So we find ourselves taught between two parents who need us. He have other siblings, but he is the pastor in the family. So where certain things happen, so there are times when I just really won't be to myself, but. So that's why I honestly don't know. I'll be very honest with you. I don't even think I have that at work.
No.
My lunchtime is with my coworkers.
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
I
have to, if only because as of maybe the last 2 years, because what happens is your body speaks to you and says, hey, slow down.
Yeah.
And I had to slow all the way down to my limbs were not moving.
Wow.
I could not. They had to take me and rush me to. And I said, I don't want to get back there. So even if it's 10 minutes, even if it's after I've dropped them, sit in my car for a few minutes to focus on the day, even if it's looking at something funny and laughing, because I love to laugh, do that. So that I can recalibrate myself and be for me. I have to repent of that because I am not intentional about me. I can plan for you.
Same.
I could set aside a time for you. I could tell you and encourage you all the way. But if I have to choose what I'm going to do for me and enjoy myself, I feel guilty.
Yeah.
And
I'm about to
that's-
stop you already.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I got the coach in me can't let
I
y'all
know.
talk no more.
I'm
I
sure.
know.
Okay, listen to me. Let me tell
Bring
y'all
it
something.
out.
There's no way y'all could pour from an empty cup.
No, we can't.
Jesus himself left the people to go by himself so that he
Mhm.
can reset, recalibrate,
Wow.
so that he can allow the Holy Spirit, allow God to
To
pour
reset.
back
Mhm.
into him.
Mhm.
Okay, so that he could get, and he was human at that time, so that
Wow.
he can get his body restored back in position
Yeah.
and place, so that he can go back to the people and
Mhm.
pour. You unable to be 100% of yourself in a state where you just keep on going.
Mm.
Pastor Audra, Pastor Tiffany,
Mhm. Whatever
calling you
comes out, it's
Pastor.
fine.
Miss Tiffany,
Yeah.
listen to me.
Whatever
Y'all
comes
are
out.
not robots.
It's true.
Y'all are
You're right.
human first.
You are
Mhm.
Okay,
absolutely correct.
these bodies, they have the capacity to decay at
Yeah.
any time, at any moment. And as you've
Mhm.
stated before, the same body that keeps going is
It
going
will
to
shut down on you.
eventually
Yeah.
tell
It
you,
will.
Mhm.
let's
Lights
go.
out.
Yeah.
Let's see if we could just pause
Mhm.
and ask Holy Spirit, could you give me the capacity to just find moments in my schedule
Yeah.
to say this is only for me, just for 2 seconds, even if it means just playing some music in
Yeah.
the background, go to the beach just for a couple
Mhm.
of seconds, only you, just for a couple minutes, just to breathe.
Yeah.
Put your feet in our beautiful, tranquil waters, just to say, Lord, I thank you. Something, just
Yes.
you. This ain't the time to intercede for
No,
John and you know,
Right.
not them, not at this moment, just
Mhm,
you, just
mhm.
you and Abba, and y'all connect. And he puts in, like, and you say you plug in,
Yeah.
he's giving you that source back
Mhm.
again, that breath,
Mhm.
that ruach back
Mhm.
into you,
Yeah.
so that
Right.
you could go and be the best that you possibly can. First of all, to yourself,
Yeah.
Right.
and then
Yeah.
secondly to your husband, and then
Yeah.
thirdly to ministry.
Right.
You are
Yeah.
absolutely
That is
correct.
paramount.
Mhm.
If anyone at the sound of my voice, y'all listen to me good, who listening and tuning in, I can need but 2 massage therapy, something. No, but true, I need y'all to blast these
Take
women
it
of
in.
God.
I'll take
I need
it.
y'all to take it.
Listen.
I
Give
don't
them
stop on
something.
that.
Whatever it is that you do, especially if you
Wow.
attend their church, I am admonishing you by the grace of
Mhm.
God to bless them with something where they can actually say, this is me time for me. Because
Mhm.
not only is it blessing them, because it's going to bless you too. Because while they are just
Right.
being poured into by Holy Spirit, you never know what he can have given in them to try to say, let me go and bless the people with
Wow.
some new invention, some new
Yeah.
creative thing
Right.
to be
Mhm.
to bless your family.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? If you're under the sound of my voice, you're tuning into me right now. We have Pastor
I
Tiffany
accept.
Johnson,
I accept.
Pastor Audra Bain. They need something to help them to
Mhm.
refresh. All right.
Mhm.
I had to pause and say, no, they ain't telling me this, because
No.
they actually admitting to us for the first
I
time that
admit.
they don't have time for themselves. We need to find time for them. That's
Admit.
imperative. And that's for any wife, any kind of any
Right.
stature
Mhm.
that that can take care or try to take care of everyone else except them.
themselves. Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Let me move on. All right, let's talk about, because obviously we've been hearing a lot of I wouldn't say negative, but just
Mhm.
not as, we don't hear much benefits
Mhm.
when it comes to pastors' wives. Let's hear about some of the privileges and the benefits that you carry, of being a pastor's wife. Are there any?
Ooh. That's hard to say it in that light, maybe not benefits,
Mhm.
but the opportunity to make an impact is always top notch. One of the things that I love is wherever I go, people don't see me as a pastor's wife. I love that because you have an opportunity to be an invitation. So a lot of persons, I like your spirit. Oh my gosh, I think you're funny. I like hanging around. And they have no idea that I'm gonna just carry them along to my next women's meeting just because I want an opportunity. So I think as a pastor's wife, benefits would simply be you are an invitation, an open invitation, and a lot of unchurched. So when you go to get your little massage, your little waxing, she'd probably be talking her head off and being herself. And then she may say, I like your spirit. When they find out I'm a pastor's wife, I can't be offended because they're like, oh my gosh, are you a, yes, okay. You want to come and hang out? We can do that. And so a lot of times for us, it's simply the impact. I also love the ladies that are on me because they are so gracious. They will say, Sister Tiff, come. come now, you need to come, let me do your little nails, because you need to keep yourself together. I like that. I like that because of the spirit that I have, it invites them to actually share and make an impact however they want to. So
I love that.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I think for me, the greatest thing is the impact.
Yeah.
Very early, I think it was year 1, the church started to grow, and it was mostly women, of course. And immediately Holy Spirit spoke to me, said, you need to start your women's ministry. And I was like, I don't want to do that. He said, start your women's ministry or you will have a bunch of cat fights.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, clear and precise. So we started When Queens Gather. And When Queens Gather, and out of that, what was supposed to have been a weekend, we planned a weekend at an Airbnb. Right. Mushroomed into a retreat. We about to celebrate literally 4. We have retreat, and we kind of been opening up. But out of that, relationships has bloomed, and you're watching women literally grow and mature. And I think for me, that is one of the greatest. I'm watching women who were castaways experience a restoration, and you're watching them come into the fullness. So definitely the impact for me is the greatest benefit.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. Now let's talk about the financial realities, right? Because you mentioned it, and I was like, I'm gonna stick a pin there, but let me just I don't even know how to ask this question. How would other people understand your financial obligations? The sacrifices that are made, the fact that some pastors' wives don't have like a full-time job, they're in ministry. Let's talk about that just a little bit. We won't get all in the church business
because you can't really broadcast what it is that you do. You can't. So there's no real understanding of the sacrifice that is made. And so a lot of people, I remember at one time, persons was like, yeah, but your hair and nails done and all of this stuff. And I'm like, you have no idea that the 21-year-old, 20-year-old, 25-year-old gave me a hairdo for free, did my nails, did not. You have no idea. I don't have to buy. There was a season I was in buying clothes. I would get, girl, the boutique, they changed their season, here's a bag. And so people will look and have this idea of, oh, that's how she, no, but you cannot really even broadcast the sacrifice that you have to make personally or even for your family just to be impactful in ministry. Sometimes somebody's rent, somebody's moving out. A woman has to move her whole children. What you gonna do? And my husband heart is big, very big. So he will give all and be like, we gonna make it. We gonna make it. And the thing is, again, he's graced us with wisdom as to how to navigate that system. So you won't feel the lack, and it won't be, not that it won't be hard, but he will give you the wisdom as to how to navigate that season financially or whatever it is that you need. But
I have never seen the righteous forsaken. No. Have you? No. Have you seen the bread? Seed begging for bread?
He's never abandoned. He's never abandoned us. He's never,
No, she said it all. She said it all. When we started ministry, I wasn't working because it was fresh out of, we were literally in COVID, 2021. Pastor Brian was on, I don't know what to call him. He was working for the people level. I will not name.
Okay.
And my job furloughed me. So God, you're asking us to start a church. And on what? So it didn't add up. So the money still ain't money in.
The math ain't math.
No,
but God provided.
But the Lord has provided. And up to today, and like Sister Tiffany said, the one of the blessings I guess we can say is you'll have someone that will look and say, Pastor, let me do your nails. Or Pastor, I want to take care of your hair this week. Or, hey, Pastor, this is coming up. I made sure that you have clothes for it. And I'm like, thank God, because I didn't even remember this was coming up. Come on. You're like, oh, really? That's coming up? Because I was so busy planning for it. Right. I didn't remember that I needed to get dressed.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, let me tell you the reason and how I get to this particular topic today. So here it is. I'm on Facebook trying to put in my little input and my whatever it is.
No, you won't.
As I was scrolling through, I see Sister Tiffany Johnson.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, on there, she doing her little blog, whatever it is, her little Benton moment about some woman. I don't know if she's going to be able to share today, but there's some lady who was brazen enough. I can let her tell the story. Go ahead, sis.
Brazen enough to bring food to my mother's house every Tuesday. My mom cooks, and so I did it as a joke, but I like it. It's a real thing that persons will come to the pastor and say, hey, this is for you. And I'm like, as long as you remember, here's a family of 4.
Oh, that's it.
As long as you're not slipping, and one day somebody slips me a bag and say, give this to pastor, and I slip it in the garbage, they laughed at me. And some persons were offended. But sometimes there are women, there are pastors' wives who have said, Sister Tiff, I privately in the message, although we were laughing about it, it was a joke that I put out there. They were saying, I don't know how to stop them. Yeah, I know how to stop them. I will take the pan and I will politely I'm not going to carry it home, because there are some persons who plot on your demise. People look at your marriage and they will say, I wish it was like this, or I wish, and they plot on so many different things and they do so many things to cross the line. But as a joke, there were actually wives who were saying, this is actually happening. There's persons who are dropping, they would buy my husband a gift. And not
so what you said.
They were doing so. Even though I was laughing, they were laughing.
All right,
it was a joke.
Okay, good.
There were persons who were actually
Wow.
experiencing the situations where I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say when persons would come up to my husband and they're not giving him respect and not giving me the respect.
So, Pastor Audra, my question then, that's how I wanted to open it. I honestly thought that this truly happened, because I was like, hold on, sis. Hold my Bible.
And so many women of God. And so many women of God. But after what I found out that my husband had ordered through someone so that I wouldn't have to cook for the rest of the week. But he got the days off. Okay. So instead of it being a Thursday, she brought it on a Tuesday when my mom cooks. So I was already, his name on it, not mine. So I was already going off. My mom was like, you're going to send these people crazy. And I'm like, yeah, but it's already in my spirit. So I got to get it out. Might as well get it out. Let me just get it out.
But we want to talk about this. We want to talk about people who, especially women, find themselves too familiar with our husbands. And Pastor Audra, I'll let you take the floor.
Yeah, please go.
So it's amazing that you said that, because I literally, and I'm sure he could laugh at this, because I literally told him a couple of weeks ago, I want to say maybe 2-3 weeks ago, I say, you send them to me.
Oh.
Back up all the way. You send them to me. Because of course, most churches have more women in any event. I say, use my dark chocolate. Only one person get to call you that. One, that's me. So you send them to me if they have any questions, comments, queries, concerns, if they need help, if they don't understand why they thinking this way, why they feeling this way, if they having issues with breed, give them my number, send them to me, not you. It stops right now. So he didn't know what to do with it. I saw he freeze for a couple of seconds. I say, yeah, because I recognize that as we grow, you gotta have a different set, and I could deal with the hussy, and I know the difference between the hussy and the spiritual one that come in. You send them to me.
Remember when I tell you at the beginning of the show how they look so innocent, and they look just like they can't hurt a fly? You crossed the line.
Yeah, no, you crossed the line. And but I do know though, we shared with each other the other day that one of the things that we have to teach this generation, and not age, but this generation of church, is boundaries. So I will help you to understand boundaries. We have a couple of young married couples in our church as well, and I told the wives, I ain't gonna let y'all get in no trouble. Back on the side, we can help them understand boundaries because I have to teach you. No, there are limits. You have a question, you need a ride, you go to the wife. Ask the wife for a ride. I tell Pastor Brian, somebody asks him, I say, no, you send them to me. They need a ride, come to me. And then I can let someone else give you a ride.
Oh my God.
You have to set boundaries.
I'm setting boundaries. And one of the boundaries that I'm setting is for you to understand. He is your pastor. However, he will always be a pastor. He will pray for you. He will be there to help you. But there are restrictions, and you have to know how far to go with your pastor.
And
I'll help you to understand.
Before we take a break, I want to ask a question real quick because we want to transition, right? What advice would you give to a newly appointed pastor's wife or someone who is engaged to a pastor? As of course, we've already heard so many things, how to set boundaries. We know the importance of, having that self time, that me time. We understand, that our after God is our husband, they are paramount, and then our children, and then we go from there. What other advice that we may not have covered that you can actually share with someone tuning in today?
I know there must be a pastor's wife who said, I did not sign up for this. Yeah. I don't want to be a part of this. I like sitting comfortably where I am, but I promise you, if God called your husband, there is something that you have to offer. And my prayer is that you find that thing. Even if it's as small as, but I'm only the usher at the door and I like doing that. Yeah, but he's put something on the inside of you. You may not even see it or recognize it as yet, but I promise you, do not hide back. The enemy is using that very same excuse to pull apart so many ministry marriages, because sometimes the wife is already heavy with what you have to carry as a wife in the home and all of these things. So when you try to add, I need you to be active in ministry with that, she snaps back. Not that she doesn't love God or ministry. It's just heavy. My advice to you is God is giving you the grace. Embrace the grace that he has given you for right now. And I promise you this, it may be a year, 2 years that pass. It may be year 4 that you're just coming into who he's called you to be for that time. Embrace it. It's not that he called him and then you must be separate, because let me tell you, there are so many wives that have said, Tiff, I want to go because this ministry thing is not for you. Nope. Wow. You guys are going to make it, and he's going to grace you for it. So that's my advice. Yeah.
I'll definitely say the same thing. Lean into the grace that the Lord has already given you. Don't overthink it. And ask the Lord to show you his people through his eyes. As you see his people through the eyes of the Lord, he opens your heart to love them the way that he loves them. And then you won't see it as a task as much as you'll understand, I'm blessed to make impact.
Wow.
In a generation.
I love it. We can stop right there. That was juicy. All right. We're going to take a break, and right after the break, we're going to have a Pastor Cleo Williams on board with us so that she can share with us what she's doing next week Sunday. And I was going to say a pastor's wife, because she's also a pastor's wife. All right. I can't wait to hear what she has to say. I know she's been tuning in and listening to this show, and so she ain't gonna come off this live without saying something too. So I don't know if y'all know her, but for the lady that I know, the pastor that I know, the fire starter that I know within her, she ain't gonna just come here and talk about her event and don't leave something and drop something for you. She can drop it and she can just say, okay, go on. All right. So we are gonna right after this break, we're gonna hear from Pastor Cleo Williams. Thank you.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
At the heart of every great meal is a simple yet powerful idea: quality. At Del Monte, we are committed to cultivating quality, growing the freshest, most nutritious vegetables, fruits, and tomatoes for your family. With non-GMO ingredients and BPA-free packaging, you can trust that every can is packed with goodness. So whether it's a quick snack or a hearty family dinner, Del Monte brings wholesome flavor to your table. Look for it in your favorite food store. Del Monte, fresh taste, smart choices. Distributed by Thompson Trading.
You need to turn up the volume. This message is for you.
Where are you in your dream business? Have you published your book as yet? Do you feel fulfilled in life? Need help with time management? Or perhaps a breakthrough in your marriage? I believe we can help. At Your Lane Life Coaching, Our professional team will help you discover what you really want and take you from where you are to your desired outcome in your life or marriage. Fulfilling your goals is important to us. Call us today at 376-8689 or visit our website at www.yourlanelifecoaching.com. Your Lane Life Coaching, discovering pathways to progress.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Welcome back to Your Lane Talk Show with Coach Trish Hannah. We have been having a wonderful time with the episode. More than a title chosen for this. The journey of a pastor's wife. So as we transition, we want to hear actually from another pastor's wife, but she's having an event next week, Sunday. We're excited about it. We have with us Pastor Cleo Williams. Pastor Cleo, can you hear us? Are you there?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Loud and clear. Thank you. Let me see if I can pull up your stuff. This is what I wanted to share real quick. So I want you to talk to us just for a moment to let us know what's happening, what you have. Tell us about this upcoming event. What is it called? And what is the vision behind it?
Well, awesome. First of all, good afternoon to yourself, Coach Trish. You know, I love you, like cooked food on a Sunday. And it must have gravy. So that's plenty. Good kind of
good loving.
Good loving. But yes, also I want to salute your guests today, Pastor Audra and Tiffany. Listen, I mean, I've been tuned in, listening, and walking back memory lane with the ladies today. Some good memories and then some not so good ones, but it was a good listen. So March the 8th, we want to get into what we've come to talk about. March the 8th is International Women's Day. It's a globally celebrated day for our gender called the woman. And I am super excited that this year the Lord has released me to share in a gathering called Let the Oil Flow. So a little bit of information or history. Last year, I was preparing to do an International Women's Day event called She Shift, which was scheduled for 2025, March the 7th. During the same time when all of the world is celebrating the woman. And my flyer was complete. We had started planning and all that wonderful stuff. And then I had a medical crisis last year, and I had to cancel all of my plans, all of my itinerant speaking invitations, all of my travels. And the only thing that was on the agenda was to present myself to a specialist in America to remedy some challenges I was having in my heart. And so March the 8th, on International Women's Day in 2025, I was just being released out of ICU to the regular ward, having gone open heart surgery.
My God.
So needless to say, when the Lord released for me to do an International Women's Day for 2026, of course, the spiraling was next level spiraling. I was not doing my best because all I was thinking was this, it feels so familiar to go ahead and walk in this level of obedience and what happened last year and all of that wonderful stuff. Needless to say, here we are, because no matter whether we are comfortable or not, we will be obedient.
Yes.
And so this is what the Lord is requiring of us for this season. This Sunday at 6:30 p.m. at Life Changes Ministries, we will be gathering women from every walk of life. We have politician women, we have preaching women, we have professional women, we have praying women coming from all over the length and breadth of the Bahamas, gathering in this space under the canopy of Let the Oil Flow. Now, the international theme for International Women's Day is Give to Gain. Give to gain. That's the international theme that's sent down from the United Nations. However, we're using that, but the Lord said specifically, I'm coming with a mandate to tell the women, let the oil flow. Their oil would have been under attack, in particular within the last year. And God is releasing a stirring in the earth. I believe oil geysers all over Life Changes Sanctuary will begin to burst forth, and gifts and talents and anointings, callings, special passions will be birthed in that space to go and do what it is that God has mandated for them to do. I believe that oil is getting ready to flow, and I am super excited about what God will do.
I love that. So where and when again? Because I know some people may not know exactly where you're located. I know you said next week Sunday. Let's hear it.
Yes, next week Sunday is March the 8th. That's the actual day, International Women's Day. That's a Sunday, next week Sunday at 6:30 p.m. We are located on Bacardi Road. That's the now name, the soon to be named Life Changers Boulevard.
Come on.
This is just off of, or just opposite the Carmichael West Park, otherwise known as the Bacardi Road Park. Once you turn through, we are about maybe about 500 yards down, and you can't miss it. 3-story building on the left, beige. The signage will be there, all that wonderful stuff. That's next week Sunday. Oil already flowing. Look, the whole thing.
I see that.
Yeah, next week Sunday. Let me unplug this thing. Next week Sunday, March the 8th at 6:30 p.m. Listen, this event started, I thought, as just an intimate gathering for women to come and just share. And when I tell you how this is super subscribed, I've been getting calls from Freeport, Grand Bahama, from Eleuthera, from Abaco, with persons just wanting to get in the building for what is about to happen. What is special about this particular gathering on the 8th of March? Yes, it's International Women's Day. Yes, we have women gathering from all over. Yes, all of that wonderful stuff. But this is also my debut after being silent for 1 year and 2 months.
Wow.
I have not picked up a microphone to preach for 14 months since January of last year. My surgery was March the 6th. I had full open heart surgery, a very, very serious surgery. I spent some time in ICU, not knowing what the outcomes would have been. And from then, I have been on very rigid restrictions from the bishop himself, doctors, all sorts of people that watch me side-eyed and all that kinds of stuff. But March the 8th, I've been given a mandate to open my mouth and release the oil of the Lord that's been brewing and stirring in me for the last 1 year and 2 months. And I believe that something special will take place on those grounds this coming Sunday at 6:30 p.m.
I love that. For those who feel empty, for those who just need that to know how to get that oil back, for those who just need an encouraging word to keep them for the remainder of 2026, do not miss next week's event. Let me put this at the flyer. Can you say the name of the event again?
It's Let the Oil Flow. Let the Oil Flow in celebration of International Women's Day. We've been having women's events all over the country, and I love it. I am super in awe to see the daughters of God, to see his daughters rise up and take their rightful place as not just, and I know we're talking to pastors' wives today. I know this is what the show is, but the identity of woman outside of who she may be married to or not married to, the strength of the woman outside of what you think she's called to do, the vigor and the passion of a woman, whether her eyebrows are drawn correctly or not, whether she is remedied down or not. This woman that carries, I shared with the group the other day, I said the woman is the only other creation that shares a name with God. So one of God's name or nature is Jehovah Ebenezer. Yes. The woman, when he said, I bring you your help, Adam, that by definition is Azar. So the woman is the only creation that shares a name with God. That speaks to the specialty that we carry. It speaks to the unique design that we are as a solution in the earth. That's the kind of oil that will be released on the 8th. We are coming out of that space different. We're coming out of that space totally empowered to do what it is God has called us to do and be who it is that God has called us to be.
Ladies, remember when I told y'all there's no way that Pastor Cleo just
Man.
come to talk about just her
Absolutely.
event without dropping some nuggets. Something have to carry me. She's just gonna drop it and then just go.
Cup is
I-
full.
My
I tell you,
last
I've been
question for
quiet.
you.
I've been quiet for 1 year.
It's coming out.
Is there a registration fee? And if so,
No
what does that
registration
cover?
fee.
No?
This is an absolutely free event. This is one of the things that the Lord said to me specifically. Get the women in the room. I find that a lot of times when we put cover charge on things, we kind of create a restriction. No, this is an absolutely free event. It's costing some people something. However, to get in that space, oil is being released. The only distinction is the wise and the foolish.
Come on.
Come on.
Woo!
You see, I don't get
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
That's the only distinction. The wise and the foolish.
So let me ask you before we leave, because as you know, we talking about pastor's wife, and you being a pastor's wife, how does hosting this event connect to your own journey?
It's very, very special, and that's a very, very good question. I have been serving as a pastor's wife for 23 years this April. And yes, I know I must have started at age 5. Thank you for that. I appreciate. I'm certain you were thinking it. I just took the thoughts right out of your head. But this dovetails completely into my distinction, and I find that one of the faux pas of pastors' wives, especially the ones that desire this space, because we can't be ignorant to think that everyone who's married to a pastor didn't want that. No, there's some women who that was their lifelong dream to marry a pastor. And that's wonderful. That's great aspirations to have. However, there's some people that make up the populace of pastors' wives who did not desire that. And so what this event represents is, I think if I could think of 16 things that I could say, but the one I will choose, it represents distinction. So many times, the woman who's married to a pastor, her identity gets swallowed by the pastor's vision. And so this event represents in the earth realm a distinction to all women to rise up and do what it is that God has called you to do. Because when judgment day comes, when the books are opened, God is not going to say, what did your husband do?
Absolutely.
No, the question will be asked, what did you do? Because embodied in all of us is an oil of distinction. When we were created before a husband was even on the purview, there was a purpose. Before a wedding was even on schedule, you were sent to planet Earth with an assignment. And so many of us lost our assignment because of who we're connected to. So we live vicariously through someone else's obedience. And so this event represents distinction. I believe with all of my heart that what I have seen God do in my own human physical body over the last 14 months is something that has to be shared. That's an oil in and of itself. There's some parts of this story that I have not even unpacked as yet.
My God.
Because the depth of it is that critical. To hear a specialist walk out of the room and say to you and your husband, because he was there, at that time, it wasn't apostle or bishop. It wasn't Pastor Cleo. It wasn't preacher. It wasn't a man or woman of great faith. She said, Mr. and Mrs. Williams, I am very sorry. Those were the last words I heard from the cardiologist here in Nassau.
My God.
Needless to say, I lost my natural mind, literally. And that's not humor. That's real. I know what it is, having preached for more than 20 years, to not be able to remember what the word of the Lord is concerning me.
My God.
Because all I had in the front of me was a death sentence.
Pastor Cleo.
So while people Go ahead. Sorry.
We got to put you on the show, please, ma'am. I don't know when. I don't know. Listen, I putting you on blast. I don't notice, ma'am. When we talk to our Abba, we can say, Lord, when you want her come, because I know he can say, let her come, but I just don't know when. And the reason why I'm stopping now, because we literally only have like 5 minutes left.
Yes, I'm done.
But
Mark
that
let the oil
part.
flow.
Listen, y'all see, because I tell you, there's no way that she can come here and just talk like
No,
she's
of
going
course.
to make sure y'all imparted with whatever knowledge, skills, something before she leaves. And that's the type of woman she is, right? She's impactful. She has no other choice. She could breathe and people will gain insight from her. And so, Pastor Cleo, thank you so much, even for allowing us to know. Now, for people like us who may not be on the island, right, and not be able to attend, are you going to have a live coverage? Because I need to know if I need to be in the mall and find one Wi-Fi thing for me to just listen and tune in.
Wi-Fi and a throat
something while I in somebody store. I need to know. Is there going to be some type of live coverage there, or no?
No.
Or is it that personal or intimate?
It's that personal,
and I get it.
And that's another instruction that was specific. The word of God says, when the prophet told the woman, "What do you have in your house?" He said to her, "Close the door on you and your sons, and begin to pour."
I get it.
So for this event, the door is closed.
Yeah. I get it. Yes. Listen, y'all need to be in the room, okay? Y'all be in the room and then y'all take notes and then y'all call me and let me know what she say and what all happened, because unfortunately I'm unable to. But Pastor Cleo, thank you. And yes, you're always welcome and again, here. Always welcome.
You are
here.
A blessing. And I'm thanking you on behalf of the nation.
Wow.
Thank you for breaking the mold and taking the airways by storm. We appreciate you, Coach Trish. And to your guests, God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. You'll see I'm still dressed for church. I'm undressing now and about to hit my bed. God bless you, and I love all of you.
Love you too. Yes. Bye-bye. Listen, today was phenomenal. I mean, I don't even know what to say after that. I had a little something. I had a coach's moment, but let me just draw y'all back. Now, before we end the show today, right? I want to say this directly to every woman listening, every woman tuning in, being a pastor's wife or preparing to become one. It is not about a platform, as we can tell, even as, let me see if I can get her back off of this. There you go. As you can tell, Pastor Audra said, and Sister Tiffany said, this ain't no little thing where you just look nice and you look cute or whatever have you. Becoming a pastor's wife is not about even a title. Okay, it's not about standing beside a pulpit all the time. It's about a calling. It's about a covenant. It's about grace to carry what everyone cannot see. It's knowing how to intercede. It's knowing how to pray. It's knowing how to cover and protect your king. It's knowing how to know who you are first, knowing your identity, knowing your calling, knowing, who God has called you and purposed for you to be, and then tapping into that with your spouse, so that y'all can do it together. Remember, initially I talked about dual dominion. Y'all are there for help meets help. Their kings meet the purpose and calling that God has for them. All right. And so in that, God has chosen you for this journey. He will also equip you for it. So as Sister Tiffany said before, you might say, Lord, what's going on? I don't know what to do. I don't know how to be this person when this other person is not available. I don't know how to tap in when that other person is not available. God is going to give you the grace for every single thing that you need. You don't have to perform for it. You don't have to compete for it. That's another thing that we didn't talk about. The fact that you have a lot of pastors' wives who compete with each other and looking and, and comparing themselves. You don't have to do that when you already know who you are. When you are in your lane, you don't have to look to the right or to the right or to the left. You can look forward because you already know who God has called you to be. And that's why it is so important. One of the reasons why the show is here, so that you could know who you are and your identity, have every knowledge that you need so that you could break the yokes and destroy forces that are trying to hinder you from reaching the goal that God has for you. When you press towards the mark, this is what he meant, towards the mark of the high calling in Christ Jesus. That means I ain't looking back, trying to, trying to compare myself with what was behind me. And I'm not looking back to carry the weight of the things that carried me before or held me down before. I'm running this race with purpose. I'm running this race knowing that God has me, and everything pertaining to life and godliness, he's already placed within me. So yes, the show is for pastors' wives, but it's not only just subjected to pastors' wives, because I play this role too. I have to be a certain way too. I have to cover my husband too. You know what I mean? For the role that he plays and who I am and who I've been called to. So this is for everyone, every woman. Okay. There is a reason why God chose you to be by his side.
Yes.
He chose you, not Rebecca and Susie and them. That's another thing we didn't cover today. All right. So continue to help him and cover him in prayer, women of God. More than a title, you were chosen for this. Okay. So episode 165, More Than a Title, chosen for this. The Journey of a Pastor's Wife has been brought to you by Your Lane Life Coaching. You go to www.yourlanelifecoaching.com for life and relationship coaching. We're also brought to you by John Shoe Store and Accessories, Tropical Gyros, Lysol, distributed by Thompson Trading, Del Monte, distributed by Thompson Trading. The Children's Dream Journal. Go and get the Dream Journal for your godchild, your niece, your nephew, whomever. All Seasons Book and Gift Center has it. That's in the Palmdale Shopping Plaza, or you can go to Amazon. And then once again, my baby, I hope you all already signed up. Okay, go to 242 Media Connect on Facebook right now. All right, we are connecting media speakers and stories across the Bahamas and beyond. All right, so if you're looking for credible guests or you have a voice to share, join us today on Facebook. It's new. I haven't added anyone yet. I literally just did this last week, and I'll tell a little bit of my story at another time. This is where we get people who have voices, who've experienced things, who's been through breast cancer, who's been through heart murmurs, who's been through divorce and all these other abuse and all these other things. They have somewhere to share, because there's a platform for people who are looking for people like them. Okay, pastors, those who do event hosting, journalists, podcasters, people like myself who do radio shows, etc. All of us are going to connect at this platform so that we can get what we need to get in this country to share the knowledge, the insight, and everything that is needed to build our country once again. Awesome. All right. So I'm excited about that. Next, we're going to have a replay because as y'all know, I'm going to be here. Right. So for the following Sunday, we're going to make sure you get everything you need on Your Lane Talk Show. Thank you to my producer, Chris. Thank you to my wonderful guests, my beloved, phenomenal women, my Pastor Audra and my Mrs. Tiffany, because I keep on saying pastor, but Mrs. Tiffany, yes, my sister in Christ. Thank you for just being so transparent today. May God continue to bless you and the work of your hands. Thank you to Your Lane listeners and new listeners. Please like and subscribe and follow the page, okay? Because we have some good things happening for the rest of the year. I hope that you continue to stay within your lane. All right. We are on air every Sunday at 3:30 p.m. I pray that you were all empowered, educated, and encouraged today to stay in your lane. Until next time, happy Sunday and happy International Women's Month. Bye-bye. Bye.
Wake up.
Weekday mornings, join us for the show that's shaking up Bahamian radio. Morning Blend with Dwight Strong.
I must say, you all have raised the level of talk shows.
I think you have the best show that's going on right now for young people.
And I just